to where I want. Each time I drag a grip out, it will automatically place in another grip. Use the control key, I can change it to arcs and I can pull it in. And if I end up with an extra one that I didn't want, like I have here, if I select it, use the control key, click on it, I can actually minus it out as well. Really, really cool. Next one I want to show you, measure. Yeah, just for dist command, some improvements there for choosing the measure tool.
So just before you measure, I think that's our first productivity. Having that hatch thing is really good because I always get messed up with hatches. I don't know about you. So if they're all if it's a non-associative one, I think that's a top productivity tool.
Do you realise that's the first time you've remembered to put that on the productivity board since we started? I think that's a round of applause. Well done, you. Everyone cheers that one. Well done. So as you can see, I've just measured that line, but look at the display. They've changed the heads-up display for us. Before it's no different information to what we got before, but it was just in one box. It was a bit unreadable. Now it just makes it a little bit tidy. There's some other enhancements as well. If I choose my measure, I can add multiple points in here. So I can come round and I can say perimeter of that. There we go, there's the distance around. Some area improvements as well. If I come in, I can come round. Notice the colouring. Yeah, it's basically now allows me to see what I've selected. It's a bit easier to read, I think. Okay. Over here, I can start to add areas and subtract. So we'll right click, I can add an area. I don't know why it pauses whenever I choose add area. It goes to sleep.
It's having a little think, mate.
Yeah, that's complicated, that is. Right, so we'll go to arc. We'll go to the centre of the arc, which is around about there. There we go. And then right click, and we can subtract an area. Notice again, it's shading in red now the area that's going to be subtracted. And there we go, there's the area with the subtraction on. Really simple, but quite cool. Now this next feature is so simple, I can't understand why it's taken till release 2010 to get this in here. Here I have my sag line. Okay, obviously the line's just been drawn backwards. Previous years, delete it, redraw it in the correct direction, left to right. Real pain. Why do I have to redraw it? So now what we've done is we've been listening to obviously people's comments and I've got a reverse. So simple. Why is it taking them so long?
It's funny because we've had the ability to reverse alignments in civil since year dots.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, next one, viewport rotation. Let's just regen these views. Okay, what I can do is I can rotate the viewport like we've always been able to do that. I can rotate the viewport round, but it just rotates the viewport. It doesn't rotate the contents of the viewport. We now have a system variable that allows us to rotate the contents as well. And that variable is viewport.
Aha, right, here guys, there's your next top tip. Anybody use this little gizmo up here? All the blokes going, no, I don't ask for directions. Never.
Read the manual.
Never. Read the book. This is brilliant, this. If you just type in something like Simon's forgotten the system variable, it's going to search the help file, the command references, the customisation guide, the new features workshop, and if you're online, it'll go online and select and search any RSS feed that you've actually asked it to do, including the Autodesk RSS feed, and it will come back with all the answers.
Wait,
and there's the answer, look.
VPOs.
It's a new system variable. Top tip number 2.
Yeah. Set that to number 1. And then we can come in now, if I rotate this viewport this time, also rotates the content. Really good for making sure all your drawings are aligned correctly on your sheets.
Yeah, top tip that one. If you're having to align your viewports up, you can use that one brilliantly. I like that one. Right, okay, there are some other stuff, I've lost my clicker, that we're going to show you after the break. Okay, we'll have a look at some of them other stuff as well after the break within the other ones here. But there's been also some improvements in the PDF output. Everybody use PDF output? Most people do, I think, these days, don't they? So I think if Simon just plots this out, and we'll have a look at that and just stick it to a PDF. So in the properties, the first improvement is under the graphics. You can now overwrite your lines or you can merge your lines, so it'll just tidy up the graphics on there. The other thing is in the custom properties, it now defaults to 600 dpi. I know this is a tiny little thing, but every time you want to plot it out at 600 dpi, you have to go into the settings and change it from 400 to 600. Now you don't have to do that, so that's a lot better. Look at the font handling option. We can capture all of our AutoCAD text now and convert it into Adobe font, and that'll become obvious in a minute after we plot it why that's really important. And then look at this, include layer information. So we can now capture all the layer information from our AutoCAD drawing and stick it in a PDF. So let's just plot it out and have a look at that one. And let's see if, where did you put it? Not too far in then.
It's not like your filing system.
So that's the first thing you know. This is just a standard PDF thing. It's not any plugin or anything. Anybody gets this on PDF. You can switch off layers in there and what have you. The font handling, we can now search on here. Imagine you've got loads of text on your PDF. We can now search and obviously it'll highlight it because it's captured all that information in there. And that's really powerful. That I think, I was going to say it's a productivity thing, but I haven't written one out, so I'll tell you it's a productivity thing, I think.
But we've also had some really cool improvements, not just in taking the PDFs out of AutoCAD, but also fetching PDFs in. So PDF underlaying, snapping to PDF, support for layers.
Shall we show you?
Yeah, I think you should show us that.
I'm going to. Okay, right, blank drawing, nothing in there. Free memory stick to the first person that can tell me. I'm going to insert my PDF. Where do I go on the ribbon? It's not hard, is it? You got, who said insert? Andy, there you go, mate. Sorry. Insert. It's easy, isn't it? My gran could do this. So I'm going to go into insert, and there's everything I need to do inserting, you know, because that's what I want to do, insert. So all I need to do is attach, and we're going to attach a PDF, so I'll just switch it to a PDF so I don't see all the other files, and there it is, building plan. First improvement in the attachments is the multi-sheet option, so we can select the relevant sheet. I did know that this PDF's been scaled down because it's currently paper size. It's been scaled down 200, so I'm going to scale it back up 200 so it's back to model size. And just insert that anywhere on the drawing. Plonk, zoom extents. There's my PDF in there. So now I want all the tools so I can manipulate this PDF. Well, that's easy, I don't know where they are. I'll just click on it. And my ribbon will contextually give me all that information. This is the same for XREFs, DGN underlays, anything like that. All these tools, you just click on it and the tools that you need will appear. So I can do funky stuff like maybe fade it 50%. Maybe I want it in monochrome. Yeah, so we can do nice and simple things in here. Maybe I want to put a clipping boundary in there. So I'll just draw a clipping boundary around there and it will clip for me. Yeah, just quick and easy, invert the clip. You know, I don't want to find these tools. Because Simon exported all the layer information, we can now go in and edit the layers on our PDF. So I can switch layers off on that underlay. Yeah, and the astute ones of you may have noticed this enable snap. I'm just going to bring that and zoom in. If I draw a line, you'll see it'll snap to the PDF entities as well. Okay, so that's a massive improvement there. It's working very much like vector information.
I think that deserves a place on our productivity board.
I agree, totally. Thanks for reminding me. Remember, it works on XREFs and stuff like that as well. You know, this context sensitivity with all the tools that you need for your XREFs. So, underlay and XREF handling is going to make life a lot better.
Right, onto our probably biggest feature in AutoCAD 2010. We now have parametrics. No, we don't, because I froze my screen. Look at that. It's a good job of looking. Now have parametrics. Basically, the ability to create relationships between lines, arcs, and circles. These relationships are persistent, constant relationships. Ian, do you want to explain that a bit better with a demonstration?
Right. Okay. Here we have a rectangle. Yeah. It's actually not. It's if I look at the properties of it. Properties. It's 4 lines. You can see that. That's all it is. 4 lines, nothing more. So new this year is this parametric tab. So I'm going to click in there. And there's all sorts of stuff in here. We'll explain all that. I'm just going to stick a linear dimension on here and drag that up there. Okay. The first thing you'll notice is that it's got this big padlock by it, and that's telling me that this is a dimensional constraint. The next thing you'll notice, as I zoom in, its size remains context sensitive to the screen and not the object. So again, it's another hint that you've not got a standard dimension in there. What is cool about it, if I double click it, and change its value, watch what happens to the rectangle. It's constrained by the value that I've